I think we're live. First time ever. So this is my first time live streaming. I hope everything will work. I'm quite nervous, so I apologize in advance. First time live streaming on YouTube. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just write in the comments below or give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, if everything is working fine. Just want to make sure here that the sound is coming to you all right. All is good. Look, thank you. Thanks, James. Seems like everything is working. Just gonna switch some comments here and we'll get to the live stream here right now. So just one organization point, I will be responding to some questions. I will be doing some Q&A in the second part of this live stream. So if you have anything you want to bring up, any topics you want me to cover today, please drop them in the comments below. I will be checking the comments. I already have some questions that came in earlier, and I will be trying to address them in this live stream. So that's great. I just want to check my blood sugar quickly to see where we are before I get started here, and you do the same. Let me know how it's looking. What's your time in range today? I'm actually rising quite fast right now. I think it's because of the stress from the live stream, so I am 100% in target still, but you see I'm going quite high. 5.3 there, perfect. Yeah, so you're doing much better than me, so that's great to see. Thanks for that feedback. And yeah, so let me know also where you are watching from. I'm in Zurich, Switzerland right now. It's 5 p.m. here, Sunday. Getting ready for Christmas, although all the stores are closed because of COVID. I wonder what audience we have where you are watching from, so that we can tweak the conversation in the right direction. We have Nitro Power from Holland, so another person from Europe here, and Canada, 11 a.m. We have also Nicholas from Inam in America. Wow, I don't even know what that is. Sorry about that. And we have James from Austin, Texas, Mark from UK, Nicholas from New York. So quite a few people from the US, quite a few people from Europe. So that's great. By the way, all great places. Holland, Canada are the ones where I've never been. US I lived in for a few years, so I'm quite familiar with the US. By the way, before we get started here, I just want to thank you for the great turnaround. I see 35 people in the live stream. This is quite unbelievable to me. I'm so happy that we reached 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 people in this community, and I want to thank you for making that possible, for becoming part of this community. I really learned a lot from all of you since I started this channel. I've been doing it for about a year now, quite intensively, and I've learned so much from you, from your feedback, and in the comment section I learned quite a lot from different Facebook groups that I've been involved in, and I feel like I'm learning every day, and I'm trying to share all the knowledge, everything I learn with you here on this channel. So it's really great. I see the community growing, makes me very happy. I see we have some more people joining here from Mexico, Block 402 from Mexico. We have also someone from Tbilisi, Christopher from Tbilisi. I don't know where that is exactly. I think it's Eastern Europe, I believe. And we have Francisco from Portugal, Asram from Saudi Arabia, and January from Florida. So quite a few places all over the world. That's great. Um, so let's get started with the live stream. I want to welcome everyone. This is the first Type 1 live. I don't even know if this is not the first diabetes live stream ever on YouTube. I actually haven't seen anything like that happening, so this might be even the first one. So this is probably something historical we're doing here, starting a new chapter. I'm so happy to be part of it, and I just want to. I just hope you're all enjoying the Christmas atmosphere wherever you are. It's quite different this year with COVID here in Switzerland. A lot of stores are closed. A lot of regulations. We're not even allowed to get together in big groups. So I hope everyone will be able to meet with your closest ones and enjoy the Christmas break without any stress, without any COVID related restrictions. I want to wish you that. However, this stream will not be Christmas like. You see, there is no Christmas tree, there is no jingle bells here. It's gonna be truly Type 1 style live stream, so probably technical, talking about freestyle Libre, maybe some other diabetes management topics, and maybe even a little bit of Dexcom, because I made a video on Dexcom G7 just recently, and there's been a lot of discussion in that area, a lot of questions, so I want to go back to that a little bit as well. So what else I will be covering in this stream? So I will be reacting to some of the comments, some of the questions that came from you in the first and second part of this stream, and then I also want to show you something new. So I have a brand new Libre sensor that I got this week. I got the package this week. I just opened it before this live stream, and it's a brand new sensor that you probably haven't seen. So I want to share that with you. I want to open it live here and just share some live impressions, first impressions from that. Obviously, it will just be a quick unboxing and first impressions. I will be doing more detailed video on that later, of course. And I see Libre 3, so let's see if it's Libre 3 or what it is. I don't want to share it now, but I will share in the second part of the stream, and then after that, I also want to share with you some more future plans, what I'm planning to do on this channel, what you can expect in the future, and also want to ask you what you want to see, and take that feedback and potentially incorporate that. You probably saw I've started doing some collaborations on my channel, so I have some more plans what we could be doing here in the future. So I suggest let's get started. I think the sound is coming in okay because no one's complaining. I see we have Nastya from Slovenia, so another country representative here. I see someone guessing Libre Sense. Eduard's guessing it's Libre Sense, so we have Libre 3 or Libre Sense. So obviously it's gonna be one of those two, because these are the ones that are coming on the market in the nearest future. All right. So the first point I wanted to cover here is the Dexcom video I made last week. I got some questions from all of you guys, and asking if I switch to Dexcom, if I'm switching to Dexcom. So I haven't switched to Dexcom. I can see I'm still using a Libre sensor. This is a Freestyle Libre 2, and I'm thinking about giving Dexcom a try. There is obviously the G7 is not yet available, but I'm thinking of trying out G6, probably somewhere in January, February, just trying to get some formal approvals from my doctor. It's probably just a tryout. I really like Libre, and I want to have that comparison. I saw some comparison from some other YouTube creators, but I really want to try out for myself which one is which one is better, what is better about Dexcom, what is better about Libre. But really happy with Libre now, and this is more of a tryout for me. I will definitely keep making content about Freestyle Libre, because this is what this channel is about, and I think I will never go away completely from Libre, even if I give Dexcom a try. Now, one thing that I mentioned in that Dexcom video was the size of the G7, and I want to apologize because I think the information I gave was a little bit confusing. I mentioned the size was approximately size of the US nickel, which is a very small US coin, but I was showing a quarter on the B-roll on the screen to that video, and so I got quite a few feedback points on that. So is it the quarter or is it the nickel? So I went back and I read again the interview with the Dexcom CEO. They're saying the size will be a little bit more than a nickel, a little bit less than a quarter. So the G7 should be a little bit smaller than the current Libre sensor. So Libre 1, Libre 2, Dexcom G7 will be a little bit smaller than Libre, but probably a little bit bigger than Libre 3 that is coming out. And I feel like it's not really fair to compare the G7 to the existing Libre that is on the market right now. I think it's more fair to compare it to the Libre 3, which will come out next year in some of the countries, and Libre 3 will probably be a little bit smaller than the Dexcom G7. So I want to clarify on that. Again, apologies for the confusion in the previous video if it was not quite clear from that video. Another reaction I want to give is on the calibration video I made. Some of you were asking why am I calibrating the Libre and why am I actually comparing the CGM app readings to my blood sugar readings from the glucometer, because these are two different things, right? The sensor is taking readings from the ISF, interstitial fluid, and the blood sugar readings are taken from blood. So these are two different things. Obviously, I know that. I just want to say I don't calibrate every time. If my readings from the Libre are more or less where they should be, in the right ballpark, I have no reason to calibrate. But as we all know, sometimes, especially for some people, the Libre is giving really low readings, and so if I see that the Libre is giving me very low readings, like a hypo kind of readings, you know, somewhere in the low range, constantly, and I know that constantly checking my blood sugar from a finger prick, I am in the ideal range. I see that something is wrong with that sensor. It's probably a faulty sensor, so I need to either send it back, or I can try to calibrate it. Or in that instance, and the difference is so obvious, that's when I calibrate. And obviously I take into account the difference between the blood and the interstitial fluid. I know there is a delay. Interstitial fluid is delayed 10-15 minutes behind the readings from glucometer, from blood, and I take that into account, and that's why I only calibrate at the point in time when I'm stable, when I'm not rising, when I'm not dropping, but when I'm stable, so that I can actually take into account that difference. I hope that makes sense. Just take a little break here to water up. And by the way, just one more organization comment. I'm planning to go on today for 40 to 45 minutes. Hopefully we can cover most of the topics. If not, I will go a little bit longer to cover all the topics here. One more comment I want to make on the Libre sensor extension. mentioned in that video where I was talking about how you can extend the Libre lifetime using the DUI method with a third-party app called Diabox, how you can extend the lifetime from 14 to 28 days. And I also included a link to Diabox app. Unfortunately, a few days after I released that video, the Diabox app actually was taken down from Google Play Store, and it was also taken down from the Apple test flight. So people could not download the app after I released that video. And I was told that the Diabox app, which by the way is the app that's used with the bubble transmitter mostly, it was taken down because Abbott claimed that they are using their company name within the app, and that's why Diabox had to take down the app from the Google Play Store and from the test flight store. And now I know that Bablan, or the Bubble, the company, is trying to fix this. The developers are trying to find an alternative solution, and for the people who already had been using Diabox before with their Bubble, they have been working with them directly to solve that problem. Unfortunately, for new users, it's right now quite difficult to download the Diabox app. I think there is some workaround, but it's quite complicated. So if you are thinking of buying a third-party transmitter, if you are thinking of the Bubble and Diabox app, then just keep that in mind. Maybe right now is not the best time to get started with the Diabox app for that exact reason, until this problem is fixed. And maybe Meow Meow and Tomato app is a better option at this point in time. But that's how I see it. You might have a different preference or different opinion, obviously. And regarding the app being available, I included a link in that video how to extend the Libre lifetime from 14 to 28 days. I included a link in the comment section there that takes you to a special group that talks about how to fix the problem with Diabox not being available. So for the most up-to-date information, it's best to go to that group and try to find out there. Or another good resource when it comes to Bubble or Diabox is the Bablan website, bablan.org, BUBBLAN.org, where you can always find latest information on the Bubble, the transmitter and Diabox. Just checking the chat. See, there is a lot of discussion going on here. All right, so another topic that you guys have been asking is about giveaways. If I will be doing any giveaways on my channel, and of course I'm a big fan of giveaways. I think it's been very popular. People have been really reacting very well to the giveaway I did for Meow Meow and Bubble. So of course, anytime there is an opportunity with any brand, anyone who wants to have their product seen on my channel, I always ask, is there an option to do a giveaway for my followers? And I plan to continue doing that. There will be a giveaway on Meow Meow 1 in the next 2-3 weeks, because I will be doing a review of Meow Meow 1, which I haven't done yet. And there will be a giveaway, so you will have a chance to win Meow Meow 1 there. And of course, in the future, whenever there is an opportunity, I will try to do a giveaway. And if anyone from the companies that make any products or services for diabetics is watching, reach out to me if you want to do a giveaway on my channel for the viewers. I will be more than happy to do that always. All right, so moving on to some of the questions that you guys had on the community page, where I posted posted yesterday that I will be doing this live stream. I got a few questions there, so I want to respond to those questions, and then I will also scroll through the chat and see if there are any questions I should respond to. So first I want to address a question from Dindy. I hope I read that correctly. And he or she was asking what type of foods I eat or stay away from, and if I eat low carb. Another question they ask is if I get bruises or bleeding from inserting Freestyle Libre. So maybe I start with the second question. I think this is quite common problem that sometimes happens when you insert the sensor in a spot that's not the best spot. I once or twice hit the vein directly, and when you hit the vein, it usually is bleeding right away after you insert it. It starts bleeding from the middle of the sensor. So I think that's not uncommon issue, and I know a lot of people had that. By the way, let me know in the chat if that ever happened to you guys. But I've seen it a lot of times in different Facebook groups that this happened to people quite a lot. I think as long as you are able to stop the bleeding within a reasonable amount of time, you can still use the sensor unless it's too painful. At least that's what I have been doing. If I was able to stop the bleeding and if it was not too painful, I just used the sensor normally, and I think it's quite common. On the other question, what kind of food I eat or stay away from if I eat low carb. I try to eat low carb. I think low carb is the best, especially if you're type 2 diabetic. Low carb is probably the best solution. If you're type 1, taking insulin, if you are taking insulin in general, I think you are a little bit more flexible. If you're not insulin dependent, I think low carb is great. I try to stay away from carbs, try to reduce carbs. Not always so successful, but really I try to avoid bread, rice, pasta, all these kinds of carbs that spike my blood sugar quite a lot, and bolusing for them is a huge challenge. You guys probably know that bolusing for carbs is always difficult, and if you eat low carb, if you eat a lot of protein, more fat, more fiber, it's just so much easier to balance out that blood sugar line, and so definitely going low carb is preferable solution, at least for me. All right, so Master is saying I eat normal food that other people eat, but with food that has more fat in it, I take more insulin before I eat. All right, so that's interesting. But yeah, it's glad that it works with you, that you just eat normal and you're able to handle that. It looks like it's really great. Then what insulin do you use? So if that's a question for me, because I see there is a bit of side conversation going on in the comments, and I'm not sure. I can't obviously read all the comments while I'm talking, so sorry about that. But I see Sakib is asking what insulin do you use? So I use rapid acting insulin. I use Humalog. It's a rapid acting insulin. I have an insulin pump, so this is the insulin I use. From my experience, it usually starts working in about 30-ish minutes and works about 3.5, 4 hours for me. So it's quite fast acting. I don't take because I have insulin pump. I don't take any other insulin. This is the only insulin that I use. I see Nicholas also using Humalog. All right. Then we have, I'm just scrolling through the chat if there are some more questions. Dkara06 is asking, with Libre 2, can you show us how to set your highs and low alarms levels? So I have a video for that one. I think it's one of my oldest video. I think it's the second video that I made on this channel. So you can go to my channel videos, and if you go to how to insert Libre 2 sensor and how to set up alarms or something like that is called. It's one of the older videos I made about a year ago. You will find detailed instructions there. I'm not gonna show it here in the live stream because it's a bit technically challenging to pull out a different screen to show to you, but there is detailed instructions on my channel on that topic. Yeah, James is asking, will I be taking questions at the end or want them as soon as we have them? I'm now scrolling through the chat, so I think if there is a question I haven't responded to yet, please put it in the chat now. Even if it's there twice, I don't mind at all. It will be a bit easier for me to find. So ask your question anytime you want. Usually when I look through the chat, I'm just looking for anything that has question mark at the end. And when I see question mark, I read it and I try to respond as long as I know the answer. So I'm scrolling through the chat actually right now. I know Mark Polton asked a question at the very beginning, actually before I started the live stream. He was asking which apps do I use with Mia 2 and which is my favorite. So you might be surprised because you probably see me as something like a freestyle Libre guru, which I'm definitely not. I'm learning, same as you. I'm learning every day new apps, and I have iPhone. So for me, I have been hearing a lot of good things about Xrip Plus. But Xrip Plus is only app for Android users and I cannot use this one. So I don't use Xrip Plus, but if you have Android, I know a lot of people have very good experience with Xrip Plus. Now for iPhone, I know Spike is also one of the apps that more experienced users that are technically strong prefer. I have just recently downloaded Spike and started using it. But I have to admit that the setup process with Spike is just extremely painful. It took me a lot of time to make it work. It's not a straightforward process at all. So if you are technically strong, if you have good skills with technology, I would say go for Spike. Spike definitely have a lot of great functionalities and very good feedback from users. Spike also has a huge Facebook group and very helpful Facebook group. Actually, anytime I ask any question in the Facebook group, I always got very good response there. So Spike I would recommend. I just started using it and I have to admit it's just quite difficult to set it up. And I'm sure it has a lot of great functions and that I haven't even explored them all yet. So, you know, Spike is good. Although, if you ask me which one I'm using the most, in the past I have been using the Tomato app the most, which is the most basic app that is basically a Meow standard app. I just been using that one. It's very simple, very easy to use. Some people will probably say Tomato is not the best app. It has it's not great for some people. I know it has a lot of critics, and some people just prefer Xrip Plus or Spike. But I just been using Tomato the most, to be honest. So I hope that that is helpful. Now I'm going to see if there are some more questions here. All right, so Garrett is asking, can you use two different phones to read the sensor? So I don't believe so. I think you can only use one phone and a reader. When you activate the sensor you want to use both the phone and the reader, you need to first read. The first scan needs to be done with the reader and then with the phone. This is number one rule. If you want someone to see your readings from Libre, then you can do it via a different app, and then they can read your readings, they can see your readings, but they cannot scan with that phone, I believe. And that app for the people who want to follow you, let's say you are a parent, you have a child, you want to see their readings, then you would want to use Libre Link app, and your child would be using the Libre Link app, which is the basic app that most of us use, which is the standard Freestyle Libre app. Guys, if you have any other ideas how to use two phones to scan a Libre sensor, please let me know. I don't think it's possible right now. Which pump am I using with Libre? So I'm using the pump I have right now is Tandem T-Slim X2. It's not anyhow connected with the Libre right now. There is no chance to connect these two together, and T-Slim actually can be looped with the Dexcom G6, and that's why I want to try out Dexcom G6, because this pump has a control IQ function, and what it does is it can receive the readings, the blood sugar readings from the Dexcom sensor, and the pump will give you more or less insulin depending on how the algorithm calculates your need for insulin. And so that's why I want to try out the Dexcom sensor, but you cannot do it right now with Libre. I think that Abbott and Tandem are working together to make this possible in the future. So I want to believe that with Libre 3 you will be able to connect the Tandem pump, or maybe some other pumps like Omnipod Horizon, into a loop system that will to some extent automate the insulin delivery, but right now it's not possible. So scrolling through the chat here, when you got diabetes, were you very upset or mad? Nicholas is asking. I was very sad when I was 13. Now I'm 55. So Nicholas, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 3 years old. So I actually don't even remember it, to be honest. I was just a small child. My parents probably can speak to that topic more than I can, because they obviously remember much more of it. At that time there was zero technology. There was no CGM, no insulin pump. We didn't even have a glucometer, so I'm sure it must have been super challenging for them. I was not upset, I was not mad, I don't remember it. So I guess that's all I can say. I understand if you were diagnosed as a teenager, it's a completely different story, and it's just something that requires a lot of work to get used to, and it's not easy. So I totally understand. By the way, let me know what age you were diagnosed, if you guys were mad or upset. I really wonder how you felt, because I'm sure we have some people here who were diagnosed at the age where they can remember much more than I can. Okay, so looking at some more questions. All right, so let's see. Steve is asking, can Libre 2 work with the smartwatch to give a constant BG readout? I don't think so. I don't think you can do it right now with Meow Meow or Bubble or some of the third-party transmitters. You can have a constant read on your watch, but not without it. I don't think that's possible. Yeah, Master is saying that he uses Xtrip Plus and it's much better than Libre app. That's what I hear a lot from Android users. Diego is asking about T-Slim X2 with Dexcom 6. I think I already talked about this, so thanks for the question, Diego. I think I already addressed that. Janet is asking, and she is type 2. She's saying the Libre has helped me to lower my A1C from 13.3 last July to 5.3 this week. My problem is my insurance ends this month because I'm retiring. Now what do I do? I mean, by the way, congratulations, that's impressive that you have been able to reduce the A1C so significantly. I mean, 5.3 is actually better than I have. I'm not 5.3. I think the latest I had is like 5.6. So that's really great, A1C. Now what do you do if your insurance ends? Obviously, I think you can learn a lot from the CGM readings. That's at least my takeaway. I learned so much about what different kind of food, what different kind of activity does with my blood sugar line. And so, try to keep that knowledge, try to build on that knowledge, try to take as much as you can from having the Libre available every day. I think as long as you can take some learnings from using the sensor. I don't think you need to use it every day to have a perfect to have the diabetes under control. Of course, it's much easier with the sensor, but I think you can do it with glucometer. I mean, some people have had such A1C even before we had CGMs. It probably requires a little bit more work, a little bit more finger pricking, but I'm sure you can do it without CGM. Obviously, it's a matter of financing, so maybe you can self-fund, get the sensor, maybe not 365 days a year, but maybe you can get the sensor for a few weeks here and there to find out if the if the line is where you are kind of thinking it is. I don't think you need to use the sensor every day to be able to get a very good diabetes management or blood sugar monitoring. You can also do it with glucometer. It's just different leak. It's much more difficult, I think. By the way, sorry to hear that your insurance expires, and obviously this is not something I can help with, but I totally understand that this is very difficult, and in those countries where insurance coverage is not there for people who are retired, I don't think that's optimal solution. And I mean, I don't want to get political here. It's a different topic, but not ideal, I think. So good luck, Janet. And again, congratulations on that impressive job with HbA1c. Another question, do you know about Horizon price? No idea. I guess you refer to Omnipod Horizon. I don't know. All right. James is asking, is your 90-day sugar history lost with Libre if you upgrade phones and reinstall the Libre app? Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you reinstall the Libre app, you will lose your history. But I think what you can do, you can download it and you can you can just keep the history outside of the Libre app just to not to lose it. Do a printout or just download it to a different app if you want to keep it. But once you reinstall the app, I'm pretty sure you will lose it. All right, so let's see who was diagnosed when. Luke was 39 and sort of happy because he thought he had cancer. So yeah, I guess diabetes is better. That's true. Wanda was diagnosed when she was 49. Shinas is here. Hi Shinas, I've seen a lot of comments from you, so glad to see you here. She was diagnosed at the age of 18. Now she's 50 and so far so good. So 32 years with type 1 diabetes. So you're about the same ballpark as I am. I've been diagnosed 33 years ago. All right, just going through the chat if there are some more questions. I see a question from Glenn. When did you change from multiple injections a day to a pump, and why, if I may ask? So Glenn, I actually made a video about this. I think the video name is something like switching from multiple daily injections to insulin pump. Is on my channel. I think I made it a few months ago. The reason how old I was, so I was 12 years old. I had very bad HbA1c, and overall my diabetes management was not great when I was teenager. I just didn't care so much, and I was stupid, let's be honest. And my parents had really difficult time with me. And we just found a doctor who said, hey, I have a solution, here is this new thing, this insulin pump. This was 20 years ago, so insulin pump in the Czech Republic where we lived was quite new. Not many doctors knew how to deal with it. The main reason was really the long-term compensation. The long-term management was not very good, and my parents wanted to do something to improve it. My HbA1c at that time was also around 12, 13, and it was terrible. But to be honest, the main reason was not that I was not on the pump. The main reason was that I just didn't pay so much attention. I just had different interests when I was a teenager than I have right now. Now I pay more attention to managing my diabetes. At that point in time, I just paid attention to other things that teenagers are usually interested in. So I guess that's the answer to this one. Christopher, I just got the BlueCon non-waterproof, and he's asking if anybody is using sticky patches to cover it. Okay, so I'm not sure if anyone here has BlueCon. I tried BlueCon. By the way, it's not my favorite third-party app. Sorry, my favorite third-party add-on for Libre. I think Meow Meow and Bubble are better solutions. I just like them better, and I made some videos about that where I talk about why. But you're asking about the patch, what patch to use to cover it. I think there are multiple patches. I'm not sure if there is one specific for BlueCon. The one I use, or the one I like the best, is Skin Grip. It's not the cheapest solution, but it's quite a long-lasting solution for me. It's water resistant, and I like it quite a lot. So curious what solutions other people would suggest, but for me, Skin Grip is probably the best one right now. Of course, if you want some colorful, fancy patch, you might want to go to some other solutions, but for me, I prefer Skin Grip. And by the way, if you like BlueCon, if you're happy with it, please do not change just because I said Meow Meow or Bubble is better. I think everyone has different preference. It's just my personal preference would be somewhere else. But I hope I answered your question. All right, so we have some more question coming in here. Let's see. All right, so Bror is saying, what's your HbA1c? Mine is 5%. I think I already mentioned that. Mine is around 5.6 right now. So you guys are all doing better than me. I should probably start working harder. Okay, so I'm gonna go away from the questions because I've been going through the questions for quite some time, and I also want to show you the new Libre sensor. Just checking my blood sugar still staying quite high, so I'm gonna just quickly do like a small correction bolus here. That's the advantage of the insulin pump, that you can do a correction anytime you want, even when you live stream on YouTube. So I take half a unit of Humalog, and I'm gonna do the unboxing of the new Libre sensor. And I think one of you got it right. It's the Libre Sense. So it's this one here. Just a little disclaimer. This is not meant for medical use. So this is not meant for diabetics, and it's meant more for athletes. But I still want to use it because it has a few advantages compared to Freestyle Libre, and I just want to see how it works and what it does. The technology that it uses, I think it's very similar to Freestyle Libre 2. The main difference there is that's actually a CGM, so you don't have to scan it to get your reading. So I just want to show here how it looks like. So I'm just opening the package here, and you can see it's exactly the same. So this is the sensor. I'm not sure if you can see it. I hope you can see it. So this is the sensor. It looks exactly the same as the Libre. And this is the applicator, so it's the same thing pretty much. But when you get it, I pre-order it, I think it cost 80 francs per one package, which is quite expensive. I think it's about equivalent of 90 US dollars. So it's quite expensive, but if you pre-order it, you get this fancy head with it that says Super Sapiens, which, by the way, is the app that the Libre Sense is using. So it has a different app, and the app is actually quite good looking. It looks much better than the Libre Link app, which is a really horrible app, to be honest. Let's be honest. Abbott, you should do a better app, better design, and more functions. And they also sent you this manual, which you don't get with Freestyle Libre. And last thing that you get is these fancy stickers. I don't know where you want to stick them, but yeah, that's what you get. I'm not gonna open this and put it on now, but I'm gonna make a video about this, which I will release in 1 or 2 weeks, while I will share my experience with it. Just want to show you how the app looks like really quickly. So I'm gonna go on my phone to the Super Sapiens app, and you can see that it's like all in black. I'm not sure how much you can see. It's probably not the best on the screen, and I didn't put the sensor in, so you cannot yet see any readings, but there is a lot of things that help you interpret your blood glucose, and I think that's because it's meant for athletes. So there is much more explanation and guidance, how you should set your ideal range. You have to put a lot of body measurements there, how much you weigh, how tall you are, what activity you do, how often you work out, what kind of diet you are on. Based on that, I think it calculates the ideal range for the athlete, and then it helps the athlete to find the best nutrition for them to reach the best performance in their sport. So that's that. And you can also put in all kinds of activities that you are doing. You can put in a lot of additional things, like what you ate, when you ate it, what kind of exercise you did, if you had stress, when you had, when you went to bed, how long your sleep was on that day. So there's like a lot of things you can track here, and it looks like a very good app that you could actually be able to use as a diabetic, because if you had all this information incorporated in the Freestyle Libre Link app, it would be just so much better. Right now you cannot really track as much information as you can in this new app. And yeah, Nitro Power wanted to see Freestyle Libre 3. Freestyle Libre 3 will be coming soon. I just like waiting for them to release it. I think in Germany it will probably be the first country to come out in Germany, and I'm in Switzerland, which is right next to Germany. I have an address in Germany where I can get my sensors shipped to. So whenever it's released, if it's in Germany, I'm gonna be the first one to order it and do a review on my channel. So in November, no, it was October when when Abbott made the release about Libre 3. Since October I've been every day looking at the website if it's already available. So whenever it becomes available, I'm ordering it, and you will see it firsthand here. So Freestyle Libre 3 is hopefully coming soon. Luke is saying that they are still stuck with Libre 1. Luke, I think you said you were in Canada, and I just read a week ago that Libre 2 is now available in Canada. So maybe you should speak to your doctor and get a Libre 2. I think it's already available in Canada. Nitro Power is saying, send me one too. Sure. All right, I'll think about that. I think you can order it depending what country you are in. The Libre Sense is available in many European countries. It's not yet in the US, but in 8 or 9 European countries you can get the Libre Sense. All right, so if there are any questions that I missed, just post them in the comment section again, please, because there's quite a lot of comments. I didn't expect so many comments, so I was not so well prepared. I think next time I have to organize the stream a little bit better, so I see the questions coming in, so I can make sure I respond to everything. If I missed any questions, please go back and post them again. I will definitely address it. Just want to talk quickly, or wait, maybe one more thing on Libre Sense, because I think it's quite important. The sensor only covers readings in the area from 55 milligrams to 200 milligrams per deciliter. So if you have very high or very low readings, the Libre Sense is not meant to take any readings in that area. So if you are above 200, and 200, I think it's like 11 millimole if you are in Europe, or 12 millimole. So if you are about 200, 12 millimole, if you are higher than that, then Libre Sense will not be able to capture the reading accurately. And also if you are below 3 millimole, it will not capture that reading. So that's something to take into account. Again, I would not rely on it for any medical decisions, because it's not for medical use. Now I wanted to so Didi is asking why sensor ended 2 days after use. I'm not sure if I understand. Maybe could you elaborate a little bit on that? Nitro Power is asking, do you also notice a spike after taking a bath or shower, and do you have an explanation? Yeah, I think that's quite common with Libre. It relates to temperature changes. So if you take a hot shower or a cold shower, or if you go to sauna, for example, or if you swim in a lake with very cold water, then you will see a different reading, because the temperature changes have negative impact on the accuracy. So 15 minutes after showering or taking a bath with very hot or very cold water, you should probably just ignore the readings and wait for the sensor to get back on track. and they don't have very accurate readings because of the temperature changes. Shanaz is saying Libre Sense doesn't make sense. I like that. It doesn't make sense for diabetics, and I wonder if you can actually have better performance as an athlete when you check your blood sugar levels. I really wonder if that's effective for the athletes, but I like that slogan. Maybe we should recommend this to Abbott. Libre Sense doesn't make sense. I like that. So Didi says message shows sensor and start a new sensor after 2 days of use. So you use the Libre for 2 days, and after 2 days it says that you should start a new one. Well, that should not be the case. Normally it lasts 2 weeks, right? So if that happens, definitely contact Abbott in your country and ask for a replacement, because this should not be a case. Why that happened, I don't know. I haven't had such situation, and I can imagine it might be a bug, it might be a faulty sensor, it might be for many reasons. So I really don't know. All right, so I want to talk a little bit more about future plans for this channel. Next 2 videos, as I already mentioned, will be about Libre Sense. I want to make a video about Libre Sense that doesn't make sense, and also about Meow Meow 1. I want to do a review of Meow Meow 1 with a giveaway. By the way, Meow Meow 1, I'm really pleasantly surprised with. It is so great when you look at value for money. It's so cheap, it's much cheaper than Bubble. It's much cheaper than Meow Meow 2, but I feel like it almost gives you the same value. It has the battery lasts like for 4 weeks for me. I used it for 2 weeks and I still had 80% of battery on Meow Meow 1. It's just really great value for money if you're looking for a third-party transmitter right now. So definitely a good option that I've been overseeing for a while, and now it deserves a separate review because it's, I think, really good product. So I want to do a review on that. And let me know if you want to see live streams, if you want to see any more live streams. I started doing these collaborations with other diabetics, and some of them have been more successful than others. I have some more to come. I'm hoping that in January or February I will be able to do a live stream, a collaboration with Diabetic, with Camille. You might know him. He's probably the best YouTuber when it comes to diabetes technology. So I'm really looking forward to it. Camille, if you're watching, we need to make it happen really soon. But yeah, the plan is to do this January, February. Hope that all works out. I contacted some other diabetes YouTubers. I talked to Michelle Lord, and she unfortunately is quite busy right now, so we haven't found a spot for her to come on the channel in the nearest future. But maybe this will change. And if you have any other tips, if you know any other type 1s or even type 2s that are that you would want to see here, that you think have something to add, something valuable, let me know. I will definitely contact them, and I want to bring more people to this community who have something to say and some tips, some recommendations to say with the community. I really want to do that more often. And I really want to hear from you. Do you want live streams going forward? Do you want live Q&As going forward? Please write in the comments. Do you like this format, or do you think it doesn't make sense? Same as Libre Sense. Because if you think live streams don't make sense, I will not be doing that. I feel like it's a lot of rambling from my side. I've been talking here for about an hour, and I hope what I'm saying actually makes sense for the most part. But if you don't see any value in the live stream, please let me know, and I will not do that because it's I really need that feedback to take that channel in the right direction. Garrett is saying yes, continue live stream. Okay. All right, do we have any more questions? Nicholas is saying that he loves live streams. All right, great. Glad to hear that. Thank you, guys. All right. So I don't see any more questions actually. You're saying that live streams definitely yes, it's great. Okay, no, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I'm so pumped up actually, reading this feedback, and I'm so grateful that almost 50 people have been here. When I don't think ever I had 50 people coming to watch me. So even in my personal life, I played basketball when I was a teenager, and I wonder if we ever had 50 people coming to watch our game. Probably not. All right, but never mind. We haven't played very well, so maybe that's the reason. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna close out here probably, but I want to wish you a relaxing, happy holidays. I hope you enjoy the Christmas time. I hope you are able to take a break, relax, focus on your diabetes, and also eat some of the things that we normally try to stay away from because it's Christmas. Come on, we need to eat some Christmas cookies and get something nice, some good time with family. Hope COVID will not go in the way of you spending your time with your closest ones. Please stay responsible, stay safe out there, wear masks when needed, and so on and so forth. You probably hear that a lot on TV. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for coming on here. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next Type 1 Talks video. Ciao.